3 people accused of distributing the fentanyl that killed 2 men in Waikiki last month have pleaded not guilty.
The feds believe Avery Gerard and Kena Dragset smuggled the fentanyl into Hawaii and that Jeffrey was their middleman. We're told prosecutors got information from a cooperating witness who was also charged, but Dragset's attorney says one key factor is still unknown.
We're waiting to determine whether or not the drugs that were used that resulted in the 2 deaths were connected directly to my client, and that's really critical to this whole matter.
Well, trial for all 3 suspects set for the week of September 11th.
New this morning, a building fire broke out near the Daniel K. Inouye International Airport around 8:30 last night. HFD says crews arrived on scene to find smoke coming from an office trailer on Elliott Street. Those flames were extinguished just before 9 p.m. No injuries reported, and an investigation to determine the cause and damage estimate that's still underway.
Well, the state is planning a rapid expansion of those raised pedestrian crosswalks.
And this comes after new data shows that they're working to reduce crashes on Hawaii's roads. Transportation officials say there are now more than 130 raised crosswalks in the state after the first one was installed in Kalihi in 2019. Nearly 60 more are scheduled to be installed within the next year. One of the new ones will be added outside Waikiki Private School in Salt Lake. The vice principal there told HNN how much the community needs this safety precaution.
Years ago, a parent was walking with their child to school and a car was driving by and the tire flew off of the car and hit the child in the face. Now, if it'll deter the speeders from speeding and protecting our babies at Waikiki School, I'm all for it.
The DOT says each raised pedestrian sidewalk costs between $50,000 and $150,000. About $6 million in total has been spent on raised crosswalks in the state so far.
Once we get to the overnight hours and the early morning hours, that's when we'll probably see the most rain. But we are seeing some heavier rain. So it's not going to be not like a storm or heavy rain that's coming, although we may get some pockets. But it's going to be more of a complete coverage that we'll see across the windward and Mauka sections of most of the islands. That's for the next 48 hours. After that, trade wind still blowing, but we'll, of course, lose some of that remnant moisture, and we'll be back to regular trade wind weather Thursday, Friday, Saturday as we get into the weekend and into the rest of the week. Once we get towards Thursday, 89 degrees your daytime high, so more of the upper 80s, lower 90s as we get later in the week.
This See It Now digital news brief is sponsored by Long's Drugs, bringing our heart to every moment of your health.